How are we today? Welcome to yet another installment.
You got this on.
Has it? What have you done?
What have I done this time? How's that?
Hey!
Are we live now?
All the forethought that went into the pre-production meeting that we had.
I was so confident too.
We were going to fade out of black and everything, weren't we?
What?
Hey?
What do you mean like this?
Oh, there we go again.
See?
Hey!
See, I do have
That's-
tricks. Hello,
that's
we're
how
back again.
We were going to start like this. Seriously, we're back. Thank you for joining us. Episode 148. What are we up to? Yeah.
A lot.
A lot of episodes.
That's another thing I forgot to check.
It is April the 1st, isn't it? April Fool's Day. We were going to do a joke, but do you think we could be organised enough?
Well, look how well we organised just then.
I know, right? It's like we've got other things to do.
That's right.
So, huge week this week. Yeah, there's been heaps on the go.
Yep.
Got a new car of the week.
That's it. So what are we got to do with that?
You need to know the colour.
The colour, yeah.
Yep.
It's not very obvious. Yeah.
And this one could be a little bit retro. Seems that it's been fitted with airbags that have been deployed.
Yep.
Is that? I don't know that was an option
That's an
extra
option.
back then.
That's an option.
We've got hashtag Heidi taking photos of the car.
That's it.
Yeah. So
what do we need? We need the colour. We need the model, the brand, and the year.
the brand, the make.
The make,
Well, the make,
brand,
the brand.
make, same thing, isn't it?
Same, I suppose.
Yep.
Yeah. And we don't want to pick it up because it may be a little bit, maybe too iconic.
That's all right.
But it is
I'm gonna
such a
touch it.
beautiful color. I actually love that color. I think they've done an amazing job on the color and the finish of this one. All right. Now we've got a very special guest today coming
We
up
have.
after. We've
Yes.
got Mr. Andrew Cooke or Andy Cooke. Cookie, as he's affectionately known to many.
Oh, we got a guess already.
I guess already.
Yeah.
As long as it's not right, we'll keep going.
I don't know. Is it an XAGT?
I don't think it is.
It's not
I'm very sure that it's not. If
No?
it's- it's Rob again. Well, it is an XA.
Is it?
I don't know what year or color it is.
Oh, well, we have to check that one.
We need all the information, not just half
I
of it
reckon I know the.
in the
yeah.
first 30 seconds. So we've got,
All right.
yeah, we've got Andy Cooke coming on. We've got Cookie coming in. He's going
Yes.
to talk all things F1. Melbourne or Australia is gearing up to an awesome F1 race next
That's right.
weekend.
Yep.
So he's coming to talk all things F1, RC racing, and of course about his GP3D handmade bespoke cars.
That's it.
You
He's
know,
got a new project on the go.
he's got a new project. He's got a new world exclusive model that he's launching on today's show. So we'll take a look at that.
Mhm.
And we've got some cool train stuff.
We have.
So without further ado, how about we get young Marlon in
I reckon.
and we'll talk trains.
Sure.
Come on in, Marlon. Yay.
Hello.
Hey everybody, how you guys doing? Cool
Good.
train stuff, huh?
Cool train
you're
stuff.
Excited to see the cool train
I
stuff.
saw a heap of it turn up. So there was
So
a lot of
much.
stuff turned up.
Yeah, that's right. We had a lot, and that was mentioned on the live last week. Was that day we'd received a huge restocking not really a restocking,
I know.
a stocking of new stuff.
And it all happened on
Yeah.
Friday, and I'm sure you didn't even sleep on Friday or Saturday night. You were that excited to get it all unpacked and on the shelves.
It was a
and
race.
It's already flying out the door. It is really cool to have some stuff in it, some stuff that I've never seen before. So I'm hoping that you can talk us through some of
Yeah,
the new
I'd
goodies.
love to. I know that we focused on a few locomotives last
Mhm.
week.
A bear,
A bear.
You
A
remember
bear.
that?
The bear.
the
Yeah.
blue bear.
Has proven to be very popular.
Has it?
Yes. Yeah, people love the bear. It's unbearably cute.
It is cute.
But
Well, it could be.
what I thought we'd focus on today is because we had a look at the locomotives from Bachmann branch line and also from Hornby, that we'd have a bit of a look at the buildings from the
Yeah.
Seacraft
Well,
range.
the ones that came in look really
Yeah.
interesting.
There's been some really they're getting very good with their production process and the level of detail that they're able to achieve. And I thought I'd grabbed a selection of what I thought were like the largest, most impressive
Mhm.
and complex moldings that I've seen them produce yet.
Well,
Let's
it definitely
see.
look good. Okay, what do you got over there?
So you know what? Let's start with the box
Oh.
because the box, just so you guys can see how big this is. So Bachmann Syncraft, it's their range that produces prefabricated, pre-detailed and weathered and painted buildings.
So you don't have to paint it.
It's completely out of the box. It looks exactly like it does in the picture.
Yeah, it's
So
amazing. It does too.
there's even weathering done to it as well. So just to show you guys the size of this is 00 scale,
Mhm.
or like similar to HO scale. Yeah. So it's a goods unloading shed. Yeah. With very spindly, very thin pillars or columns supporting the roof.
Mm.
So I thought that we would
Can I
bring
have
that
a look?
over.
Can
Yeah,
I touch
absolutely you can.
it?
Sure
Wow,
thing.
it's actually quite heavy.
It'll be resin, is it?
Yeah, cast resin.
It's cast
Wow.
resin.
And then hand painted. So this
Hand
particular
painted?
one, yeah.
What do you reckon? Should we look at the overhead?
I think we should do that.
It's
Yeah.
really
Let
big
me-
enough to fit on our car. Is it big enough to be? Don't scratch the car.
Well, I'm gonna say no, but not to scale.
Not the
Wrong
scale.
scale.
How about I move this
Heidi's
black
holding her hand
Yes.
up.
background out of the
That's
way?
a great idea. To
We
create
can
a
bring
little
it
bit
back.
of contrast.
Hashtag Heidi's holding her hand up. She likes it.
So you've got a nice corrugated iron roof. And there's a lot of textural detail. You've got the rivets holding the panels on. You can kind of see that on a reflection. And then you have the trusses. But what was really impressive was this is all out of the box. It comes pre-assembled, and it has this quite delicate truss work.
It's amazing how fine it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you don't even have to assemble it.
Out of the box, exactly
That is
like
my
this.
kind of modeling.
So this is the most complex and probably delicate one that I've seen them produce,
Really?
and looks fabulous.
It's
I
well
think.
done. It's really well done.
Yeah.
Like a ready to run car.
That's it. Pretty
Yeah.
much ready to run car in building form.
Ready to run rail.
No, definitely done a really good job.
Yeah. So that's one really beautiful example.
Yep.
Of one of the most impressive pieces that they've produced. But my personal favorite, this is the greatest thing that I've seen them produce yet.
What's that?
This is
What's that?
it's a 2-track.
It's a
Modern-
chicken house.
Could be.
Chocolate factory.
It is the modern servicing depot.
Ah,
Doesn't
I would
look
say
very
it's
modern.
more mid 20th century
Yeah, it
servicing
doesn't look
depot.
very modern at all. I think that's false
Um,
advertising.
But even bigger than the last
is
one.
it?
Oh,
Yeah.
Can it be bigger?
I'll
I'm
bring
going to be
that.
lost.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's nothing in there, man.
No, there's not.
You're fooling me.
I didn't think people would want to spend the live watching me take this out the box, so I took the liberty of doing that ahead of time.
probably knew you were going to shake that.
And that too.
That's probably not good for it.
All right, I'll
I
bring it
probably
up.
don't have the most delicate touch for rail.
You thought that one was heavy. This is
Oh,
wow.
significantly heavier.
It's got glass panes in there and everything.
It does.
Skylights.
That's
And,
chunky, isn't it?
Yeah. So dual lane engine servicing house, and I've got one of our new Coronation class locomotives.
Coronation?
Coronation class. That's
Oh,
right.
look, it's going in.
Going in just to give you an idea of the scale.
Choo-choo.
Houses the largest.
Can I make the noise?
Can if you like.
Actually, the whole thing's in there.
Yeah. So yeah, designed to fit the largest of the express locomotives of the era.
Wow.
And it
Okay.
looks yeah,
I might
beautifully
just do this.
proportioned.
We'll
for
have a look
that.
at it from the
That
overhead.
loco is way
That's
too
it.
nice to hide in that garage.
Right, so
I
what
think
about
so.
here?
So
Oh,
I'm assuming
go.
that when you've got your layout
Okay.
ready and stuff, you can park your train in there.
Yeah, the steam locomotives were very maintenance intensive, and they required special servicing house to be able to provide them with the resources that they needed to get going the next working day.
Now we just have a Marlin.
Close. The clear lights here as well.
Yeah, so the entire it's nicely glazed, and then you have I'll bring it a little bit closer so we can appreciate some of those finer details.
And even
Even
the
have,
glazing's got imperfections in it, like you would expect. to
Yeah, that's
have on
right.
an old-
You got the
on an
distortion,
old-
haven't you?
Yeah,
You see how my hand is all distorted.
and it's completely different to the side panes.
That carries
Yeah,
over on the
crystal
side too. Yeah,
Yeah, but it's sort of like a crystal clear. That is super cool.
I'm a clock.
it's a clock, non-functional, but there is
I was going to
indeed
say the time's wrong.
there is indeed a clock.
We're late.
It is 11:05 and 25 seconds on this clock.
Yep, we're late.
So it's almost lunchtime for the gentlemen working in the engine house. They only
The brickwork's really fine too.
yeah, that's really nice.
Would have been hard to lay all those bricks.
Good thing they molded it all
This
in
takes
one
time.
go. But what really impressed me was the walkway along the roof.
I like the different tones here as well. So those panels got a little bit of yellow.
Somebody like you, BJ, would probably just take a brush to it and just do your own stuff anyway, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Is that what I'm feeling?
Bit of Picasso work.
I
A
don't
few
know.
dots. A few squiggles.
Mr. Squiggle.
I think it looks so real. It looks as though I've just ripped this out of a photograph and I'm holding it now.
Yeah, it looks like that, doesn't it, on the screen? Pretty decent.
I've always said that you're a catalogue boy.
But this safety railing for the ladder and it extends all the way along the rooftop. It's just really nice touches like that separate a good-looking model,
Hmm.
you know, from a great-looking model like this.
Yeah.
There really is nothing that you would need to add to this to make it look incredible on your layout.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
I'm gonna call
love
it
it.
extremely detailed.
Extremely detailed.
Extreme.
You didn't even lift it up. You thought the last one was
I don't
heavy.
want to. I'm
Oh,
scared.
that's fair.
You scared?
I
Yeah,
haven't
I'll
been
lift
to
it
the gym
up.
lately. What's in this
I'll
box?
do it for you.
You haven't opened this
I
one.
haven't opened this one. This box doesn't seem to be the kind of box that you can open and then close again with much ease. So
Really?
yeah, this is actually from a different
Looks like it's got a
manufacturer.
few staples in it.
But I was always very impressed with this as well. This is from Woodland Scenics. This is from their range of buildings in HO scale.
Would be
So
even
they-
cool if you wired it up so it worked.
You could potentially do that. It wouldn't work.
Wouldn't
but
work in 3-phase, but you
No.
could work it up for.
Is this for
DC.
creating Frankenstein's monster?
It could be. I think that maybe if you have like say a power generating plant, you almost always see one of these accompanying it. And there's not very many nicely modeled ones available.
No. How about,
So-
how about
I
switch
w-
it
I
over
w-
to the top
yeah.
camera?
I
Let's do
would
that.
put like make a little diorama. I'd have like Nick in here charging batteries for our X-Max.
This is
Let's do it.
this is the world's largest fast charger. You
That's
can
right.
you can
That's
charge
right.
50 batteries at once.
You can see the batteries pulsating.
Yeah. But not Bachman, sorry. Woodland Scenics noticed that there weren't many nicely made substations on the market and went ahead and produced it. So
The
that
little weathering is really,
yeah.
it's subtle. It's not like it's been slapped on.
See if
There's
we can
actually
get a little
some
bit
thought
closer.
involved there.
So are you telling me that people actually hand paint this stuff in the
In the
factory?
factory.
Correct,
Yeah, they
yeah.
would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And where this stuff? Where's it out of? Sorry, I'm not really too familiar with like Wooden Scenics. Is it? Is it
Production would
European?
probably
Is it-
be Southeast Asia, but I'm not
Okay.
entirely sure where specifically. But very, very, just very skilled craft with the
Hmm.
painting and the weathering, and there's also rust sort of streaking. It's might be hard to appreciate with it in the packaging,
Well,
but
you
you can
left it
see
in the
the
box, mate.
yeah. Well, I have yeah. safe from your hands, I think.
That's
right.
That's a
Oh,
very
you
good chance.
too
I
This
would-
is Brett. This is a Brett force field
right.
protecting it.
I'd be all tangled in that.
But yeah, again, not from the same range as what we looked at, but another example of something that I think is really beautifully modeled and can just be added to a layout. with-
Ready-to-made
Yeah.
modeling.
It's really
That's
good.
exactly
Even
right.
all those cables. The cables are fantastic.
So you could certainly extend if you wanted power lines or telegraph poles along your layout, you could certainly, incorporate that into the scene.
Yep.
But yeah,
Really nice.
3 really cool examples of prefab ready to go buildings.
Is
Really
is the
impressive.
train new? Is there something that we can learn about the
That
train?
is, yep.
The
That's
train's
um,
new too. Whoa!
well, I think we talked about these very briefly.
Oh, is this another one that you left in the box last night?
Yes, yeah. This is this is a city of Salford. I don't know that the history specifically. It's quite heavy and hard to
see.
hold.
I love the
But-
colorations of this one.
Yeah, this is British. There we go. British Railways. This is sort of their second, I believe their second logo. So this would have been mid 50s through to the late 1960s, and then later on in their history they painted the wheel bearings yellow. I'm not sure what the significance of that was, but maybe that was just to make
Yellow's
it more.
faster.
Yellow's faster, or maybe it just helps maintenance workers know precisely which bearings need to be changed or lubricated.
Maybe it's a bit like on aircraft where they have red colored areas, so I can see the grease and any leakages.
That's a very good point as well. It could be to notice if there are significant leakages. But if anybody knows what the significance of the bearing plates being painted yellow are, and when that happened, that would be nice to know.
It's so that people can tell if Marlin's lubricated their bearings or not when it's coming for service.
Could be. But these ones don't require lubrication, though, unfortunately. Sorry.
Oh, so more
Yeah.
false advertising. You're holding bearing
is.
caps with no bearings.
Yeah. These wheels actually do not actually interact with these bearings at all. It's more of it.
And I see it's got wires that go all the way from here.
Oh yeah, that's
So
correct.
What's that for?
Now, with a lot of these locomotives, well, with all of the modern ones actually from Bachman and Hornby, you have the ability to add a DCC decoder chip after the fact, unless it's sound equipped, in which case it has that capability already. And quite often you'll find that the decoder lives inside of the tender. There's a lot of reasons why that's a good idea. First of all, it gives you lots of room, so you have a wide range of decoders that you could use. You could even add like a capacitor to the decoder.
Why would you have
Um,
that?
if you have a spot on your track that's kind of a dead spot, or if you're just having trouble with smooth running, a capacitor will store some extra energy to get it over that.
Yep.
Yeah. And also it gives you a nice large enclosure for a speaker if you want to have a sound upgrade later on.
So Aaron asked a question about your
Yes.
Subwoofers.
So about your working model of the transformer, Marlon.
I am going to say, can
Make
I
it
make
a working model?
Probably not. I would say that would be a terrible idea, unfortunately.
Now, Aaron, why would you need one so small?
Oh, I know that Aaron's in the market, actually. I think he's actually had a power supply failure lately. I think he's in the market for a new one.
I guess that's all we can say, Darren. What else have we got?
So it's a steam train, doesn't it? It's only got a little funnel, doesn't it? Is it
Yeah.
not a funnel?
Do you like them with big funnels?
Oh,
Oh, I don't know. Puff and Billy has a big one.
It's a very elegant design, isn't it?
Is it fast?
I would say so. I don't know how fast these ran, but it looks like something that would have been capable of 100 miles per hour or close to.
Wow.
Yeah, look good, don't
So
they?
this is sort of like the end, or what they call the golden age of the steam era. So these were like the fastest, most powerful. This is sort of like the end of the evolution of steam locomotives and express passenger transport using.
So it's
using
pretty much
steam.
where we are now with the modern combustion engine in cars. Is that what you're saying?
Kind of, yeah. We reached the pinnacle. This was the pinnacle of the
Well, with
development.
the price of
steam.
petrol lately, I wish
Yeah.
it was coal powered. I'm trying to put coal tablets into the tank, see if I can make it go. It's not working out.
But this is available in lots of different paint schemes. I think it was a LMS Railways locomotive initially, so we have it in that scheme, and a few others that it was
Really like
painted in. So that's probably my favorite example of what's coming.
Very
After
nice.
the bear, of course. We love the bear.
I like this heritage green.
All right.
Beautiful.
Alright.
But
There you go.
that's enough of me waffling on.
I feel I've been railroaded.
Do you now?
Yeah.
I will very carefully take these beautifully detailed items and
Well
put them
out
somewhere
of my
very
buffer
safe
zone.
and yep, out of your buffer zone.
Yeah, I'll put this one away.
I thought you were going to say away from Brett.
Thank you for that, Brett.
You are more than
All right,
welcome.
excellent.
And
Pleasure.
I'll take this too.
All right, no worries.
Why not?
Thanks, Marlon, for showing us all the new things.
Yeah, no problem,
Really
guys.
interesting.
And
Very
thank
nice.
you guys for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks,
Thank you, Marlon.
See you.
Thanks for coming on, mate.
All right, so what's going on with this car? Does anyone have any more
No, pick it up.
ideas?
Oh, don't touch
Yeah,
it.
look, play.
It's still a XAGT. You can do that all you want, mate. It's not changing.
What do you mean it's not changing? It looks different when I look on the screen.
Does the boot come up?
You confident about that?
Well, sort of. As I
Oh.
flick the back wheel off.
It's a bit late now, isn't it? There
Yeah,
you go.
there's airbag-
I can't turn it all the way around because I think that's going to give away the year.
There's airbags in the boot too.
That's it.
Retrofitted with airbags.
Yep.
Keep young hashtag Heidi comfortable if she gets in the boot.
Heidi.
All right.
Okay, all right. So,
That's enough of the GT.
all right. What have we got next?
We've got cars.
Cars.
We were talking
Where
about
are they from?
cars. I think we should get our very special guest on,
Yes.
Mr. Andy Cooke. He's going to come in with a few specialties. Come on
Excellent.
in, mate.
Go on, Andy. Thank you for coming in again.
Cool. I can come in.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Now, Andy's a bit of a regular on our show.
Yep, it's been a
He's
whole
been in
Park
twice
this
now.
over here.
Well, you've
maybe?
been in. I think we had this car on. This one here, was it? This very car.
Yes, that was
it
the
just
one.
over a year ago now?
Yes.
Was it?
Mm.
Yep. The year it's had its birthday.
And
Wow.
BJ's still got one in the paint booth.
Still.
Um,
What?
I just
What?
keep digging away,
What?
and then you came on again at the velodrome. You're at the
Yes.
RC velodrome with us,
Yep.
having a ball, trying to break as little as possible and failing.
I was trying to break a lot.
Yeah,
It
he
turned out-
succeeded then,
yes,
definitely. Break things that didn't even know could break. That's
Yep.
the beauty of the velodrome. You really do push things.
If we get time, I'll tell you a story.
That's
Oh.
So talk to us about your cars. What are we looking at here?
Yes.
What
So
is GP3D?
GP3D. So it's based around the Grand Prix era of the 60s and maybe a little bit later in the
Mhm.
future. So I'm going to sort of progress through the 60s, 70s, and 80s eventually. So I've started at the 60s, and yeah, a lot of you guys would have probably seen this style here, which was based on the sort of late 60s model, like Jim Clark would have driven, for example. And this one's same car, but a different body with the Jackie Stewart scheme.
Yep.
Something with a bit different livery. So yeah, that one we've been producing for a bit over a year now, and selling a few.
And this isn't just a static model.
It's
This
not
is a radio control car.
Yeah.
So this is a 3D printed, not all of it, obviously. It's got metal drive
electronics.
shafts and electronics and stuff in it. And this is a kit that you've created, you produce, and you sell.
Yes,
basically.
the whole process from start to end.
And they come as a kit form.
Yep.
As you would buy the majority of radio control cars, and you assemble them yourself. And you fit your own electronics.
Yep.
Somewhat. Obviously, there's special specifications or what can and can't fit in there.
So I started a bit of a series. So if anyone wants to have a look at it, I've built the majority of the car over a few episodes on YouTube.
Yep.
So you can see, a number of them. Yeah.
Quite a few. Yep.
And you'll see what's involved. So I really like the way how it's a hybrid between the scale look and also radio control. So it's got the usability, I guess, as well. So you can drive it and then put it back on the shelf as a shelf queen.
Yes, that's it. I like to call it a fusion scale.
Fusion
So
scale.
yeah, fusion between your normal plastic model kit with all the perfect scale detail.
Yep.
And so halfway between that
Yep.
and obviously a radio control car that you can drive around.
This
So-
one feels like it's got a battery in it.
Really?
Does it?
Yes.
Yep.
How about this one?
Let's go back to
On
it.
check your
does it?
sensor.
Check my sensor. I'm just
Yeah.
doing
Just
How's
screen-
that? How's that?
Yeah,
No transponder.
No transponder.
Yep.
Oh.
Well,
Could you pick that?
What do you need to whip the covers off one?
All right, we're going to have a close look, eh?
Whip the covers off.
Alright,
While
let's
you're
get this.
talking and chatting,
I have something pre-prepared.
pre-prepared.
Magic.
Got the highest
Oh,
quality.
he's got tools ready.
Got the highest quality Aramax tools, of course. 9 steps.
Let's go with that. Except for this one.
Yeah. What
Yep.
have we got here?
So here, this is the
Let's swap over
calling it
here.
Type BT. Are we on the top? We are.
Yeah.
So this is the new sort of model I've been creating. The parts are probably about 80% new over this previous first model. A lot of it looks similar, but a lot of the parts have been refined, especially to make it easier to build. Which BJ might have found out there's a lot of little cutting and sand to
Yeah, there's a
parts
little bit of
But that's the fun of,
especially modeling. Yeah.
I think we've sport of like that the kids really, you can really run a box and they put them together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't want any of that.
We don't want any of that. We actually want to build the car. You want to finish it and fiddle it and make it your own. So, and these aren't actually painted, are they?
Mostly not. No. So you can paint them.
Yeah.
So this one here, for example, we've got a little bit of sort of chrome, the Molotow chrome
Yep, those marker pins.
pens. Yep. So I've sort of played with those a little bit. I'm probably not brilliant at it, but the exhausts are painted with them.
Mhm.
And also the velocity stacks on the
Yep.
top here for the trumpets.
Well, you definitely see the difference. The lusters really come through.
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
makes a pretty good effect. It's
Yeah.
not obviously perfect chrome, but it's shiny and it's silvery sort of color, and it's
Yeah.
a bit more shiny than an actual just silver paint.
Yes.
So yeah, it's kind of cool. But obviously that's the modeling part of it. So up to the modelers amongst us
To
to
put as much detail or
yeah,
less as you
to
want.
add your own details sort of thing. Cool.
So
So
we've got 3 screws out there.
yep. So I got the nose cone here.
So we've had another question from Aaron.
Ooh,
Yes.
Aaron, never heard of him. Where's the Surtees Honda? Yeah, I lost track of it. It went to some guy.
Oh, you had one and it's disappeared.
Had one, yeah. It was
Right.
what's his name? Aaron something? What's the
Aaron.
guy's name?
Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron. Well,
No.
Aaron's so famous he's named twice.
Oh, Aaron.
Aaron. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I see.
can he post the picture? Or he probably can only chat. But yeah, Mr. Aaron has one of the I think it was the first model of the Honda conversion that we've also done. So
I've
you can
been requested to get a bit of a better focus going
better
on
focus. Or where are we?
We're out of focus.
here. How's that?
Out of touch.
How's that?
Fuzzy.
All right, that's real close up. We'll do the close up later.
I am
How's that?
loving the detail on this.
Yep.
Look at this.
So this one, I have included a whole bunch of like scale cosmetic detail.
Yep.
Probably put it out of focus now again. So radiator and all the plaques around the front section.
Do that.
Oh, got all the technology.
All right, so we're going to do some close ups now. Yep. Yeah, that's
There we go.
quite a contrast to your first prototype
Mm.
because it's got a lot more detail included here, isn't there?
Yeah, so the first one, I made a radiator kit as an option part for this first model now.
Right.
But that was much more recently.
Only after you discovered the overheating issues, of course.
Yeah. Well, Jackie told me it was getting a bit hot.
Yeah, getting a bit hot.
Yeah. So so I've gone with this from the outset this time as the next evolution of the design.
So you've got all the
Can't believe how
plumbing.
flexible it is.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? So that's the TPU plastic. So I'll
Wow.
rip the body up as well. So
Feels like something even I can't break in my hands.
it should be indestructible, but I wouldn't be
No,
betting on
no,
it.
I wouldn't be betting on it.
Yep. So we've got so the body's made of the same sort of material, so it's all bendy and flexy.
Yep.
Now, all these cars that you've sold and produced over the last 18 months or however long they've been for sale for, Andy, how many of them are actually getting used, and how many parts are you selling like as spare parts? Is there people like taking them to the track and crashing them and stuff like that?
I've surprisingly not sold that many spare parts.
Yeah.
I thought there'd be a lot more. A few guys have told me that they've given it a run and having
That's
fun
it.
with it.
Yeah.
But it's they're not sort of any organised racing yet. They're not enough
Yeah,
of them out
yeah.
there for racing. I think if we can get that going at some point, which I'd really love to, there'll be a lot more crashes and
lot more
spare
spare
parts
parts.
required. Yeah. But as you said, the body parts are just flex so they won't break. But obviously the suspension and other bits
And
and pieces.
you put like GoPro-ish
Yep.
cameras in the cars themselves and had onboard footage. And a feature that maybe a lot of people might not know if they've never seen this car before is the drivers are actually connected to the steering wheel.
Yeah.
And the steering wheel is actually connected to the steering.
Sounds like a song.
That's right. Sounds exactly like a song.
Let's test it out.
Sounds a lot sillier than it looks.
How about we zoom it out a bit so you
We
can
haven't
see
seen it
that?
yet.
There we
I
go.
haven't seen it. Look at that.
Whoa. Yep. So I've got the driver. So I've got an angle. How about this one?
He
Yep.
drives like me.
Yeah, like full
Full
lock,
lock.
full lock, full power.
Full tilt.
Get you drifting.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I don't
so
think there's
I've,
any other RC car that you can buy that does that.
Probably not. A lot of the drift guys, I think, customize their cars to have similar.
I think it's a bit of a
actions, I've seen.
trend with crawling too. They've
Get some realism back in.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they've
Yeah.
included it in this
Yep.
kit.
Yes, that was a key focus I've tried to do from the start. I've
Yep.
refined it a little bit on this to make him sort of turn a bit more than some of the early ones.
Yep.
And I'm also working on like making the whole body move a bit as well in the next iteration, next version.
Well, can I request on your next? Can we get him to be fully crossed up?
No.
Why not? What's wrong with fully crossed up?
You're not allowed to paint his helmet pink, mate.
What's wrong?
I'm,
What's wrong with pink?
drawing the line there at pink helmet. We'll have a look after.
Well, I mean, if Tony buys one, he could do whatever he wants.
Yep, that's right. We've had enough of pink helmets around here lately.
Pink helmet brigade, eh?
Yeah, so fully radio control.
And I can see the battery now. Before I
Yes.
could just feel the weight. Now I can actually see it's
There's the
under
battery.
the driver.
Yeah,
So
it's
how
hidden
does
away in
one
there.
go about changing the battery? Because that's probably going to be quite a serviceable thing, I imagine.
Yeah, so we've got a little screw on the side there, which you undo a little bit. Don't have to take it right out, but
So
undo
it's like
it a
it's
certain
just a
amount.
locking, is it?
Yeah, it kind of locks in against another screw.
Yep.
So we've got a quick release steering wheel here.
Oh, wow,
good
just like a
race
real
cars.
one.
Yeah, so it kind of
Look at that.
Oh,
bends back. Yep, and then this guy slides forward,
look, it's like an injection seat.
and then
Off he goes.
He ejects out.
Yep, off he
Okay.
goes.
Yeah.
So he's
That
sitting
would-
on the
that-
nuclear reactor.
That's exactly what he would be doing if I got behind the transmitter.
And then the
Look
battery
at
pops
that.
out. Yep. So it's designed for a two-cell shorty lipo size of battery.
Yep.
Obviously, anything physically smaller than that will fit.
Yep.
Like put padding and stuff. But
These are pretty common these days.
yeah, so that's
Yeah.
a standard battery, especially in the normal F1 class as well. They're the batteries that are used. So
Okay.
kind of based around that to some extent.
Yep.
Yeah. So you
That
guys
is
there?
super cool. And there's 3 wires hanging out there. So
Three
this one
wires.
doesn't actually have a speed controller fitted yet.
No speed control on this one. This guy does have one in there,
Yep.
but yeah. So there's not a massive amount of space. So there's a area inside, sort of under the steering column here.
Yep.
That's where the speed controller goes, and you probably won't be able to see it on the camera, but there's a little baby servo that goes in there as well.
Baby servo, let's do the zoom in.
Yeah.
So
bigger
when
thing.
you do the kits, it comes with a motor. Is that right?
Yep. So I've got both options. So that like a sort of package deal, which has the motor and the servo included. So it's a little Sabox 1251 NG,
Yeah.
I think it is. So a little Metal Gear servo.
And
so
the
they're-
motor itself is not actually a 540 size motor, is it? It's a
Correct.
380
Yeah.
or-
It is a. I've got the number. A 20. it's a 2840.
I believe you.
Yes, 28. I probably got the number wrong. So it's about 28 millimeters diameter,
Yeah,
and
sounds
it's
about right,
about
isn't it?
40 millimeters long.
Long,
So
yeah.
it's very small.
Yep.
And
And it's
it's
still
got more
got
than
plenty
enough
of
power
power.
for this sort of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
more than enough power.
Yep.
I have
Um,
seen them going,
That's right.
and they really are quite entertaining.
Yeah, so we've driven them at the track, and
Yep.
you've seen that. We've got a bit of footage as well. We're doing some more footage. With
Where
that.
can people see the footage of the cars running? Is that on is it Facebook?
A little bit on Facebook,
Or-
and we've got a YouTube channel as well.
You've got a YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
so we've uploaded a few videos there so far, and we've got
I might
a
have
lot more
to.
coming in the
I might
pipeline.
have to steal those links off you and put it on the Hearns Racing Facebook
Or-
as well, and get it
Yep.
out there,
That
so
sounds
people can actually see
brilliant
them go. No, that is super cool.
Stop floating that around too
The
much.
GP3D.
It's
Yep.
cool.
Yeah. So,
Now F1s isn't a new thing for you. It's probably one of your first passions in radio control.
yes. Yep.
Something that's pretty synonymous with the name Andy Cooke. I mean, you've been racing since what sort of year yourself have you been playing with RC cars?
Or that would be
Since you were about
1941.
2 years old, yeah.
1987.
There you go.
Yeah.
There
So
you go.
down at the good old Templestowe off-road track.
Off-road track
At that
back
time.
then.
Got the frog. Had the frog there.
Yep. Got another frog that I've been working on that you can have a run in the next couple of weeks.
Oh yeah. Haven't
Yeah.
driven the frog since about 1987.
Really?
Mm.
Yep. So, but that's really cool. So, and then like I said, the facility at Templestowe actually changed from an off-road facility into a shared facility, which didn't last very long, and then it's gone now to an all on-road facility.
Yes. Yeah. At one point we had both an off-road and an on-road track there. With the driver's stand was at sort of 90 degrees to where it is now. In
Yes,
between the two.
in between the two
tracks.
halves.
Yeah. So it was a few years there.
And then since then, I mean, well, yeah, you've been racing a lot of F1s, pan cars, 12 scales.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, especially 12 scale and
Yeah.
Pro 10 if it's around. Keeps me interested these days.
yeah, absolutely. Which is the most challenging aspect, and that's obviously where essentially these cars sort of hark back to, is that more scale sort of RC racing.
Yeah, so I've always sort of loved the scale aspect and these sort of cigar shaped cars from the 60s and 70s have always interested me.
And nobody's really ever done one. Nobody that I can
No.
think of has ever
Look-
done really
Yeah.
a model that's, like you said, quite scale
Yep.
and also very functional. I mean, have a look at the transaxle and the drive unit at the back. You know what I mean? Like, and that's all a working gearbox. The motor's contained and hidden within.
Yep.
Little gearbox and the differential unit.
Yeah, so a lot of the focus was on constructing it the same way as the original cars would have been constructed. So it's obviously not just a Lexan or a shell on top of an RC car.
Yeah.
It's designed and constructed as close as possible to the original. Plus, obviously, the added complexity of designing something like that to make it work as a small
work
10
as well.
scale RC car. Yeah. So inside the gearbox, sort of in there, is lots of gears and bearings and a working gearbox.
Yeah.
And so I'm using a small metal gear, diff gear, differential, gear differential from WL Toys, I think
Yep.
is the brand, but it's just one that fitted at the time. So I've designed it around that.
Yeah.
And all the rest is
Readily available parts.
yeah. So that's readily available, and all the rest is printed parts, pretty much all the gears.
Well, you wouldn't be fitting a differential unit like that in the back of it, I'm assuming.
Unless we have a shrink ray or something.
Why not?
Yeah.
So that's one out of our 8 scale buggy that I'm working on.
That's a bit heavy
It's
duty.
be the same as that, but obviously shrunk down. I'm
Yes,
tipping.
yes, very much that design.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
But
this will be conversion for the velodrome version, right?
could be. Well, you probably want it locked.
You got all quiet.
I love
What's going on here?
That's scary.
He's a bit reluctant to get these at the velodrome, and I can
Oh,
see
gosh.
why.
Yeah, it would probably not be very impressively fast.
Wouldn't be
and it would get
impressive.
destroyed.
That's
But
right.
I can destroy something anyway.
The worst of both worlds.
Yeah. But printer's not big enough for anything bigger.
GP3D. That is super cool.
I like the way that this is got the twin color
Two-tone.
printed. Yeah.
And this is a brand new model. This BT.
Yep. So I'm calling it Type BT, which is so it's based
After
on
me?
Jack Brabham's.
Oh, so not after me. Wasn't
well,
named
we can
after.
go with it. Yeah.
All right.
It's not the
It was-
BJs.
It was
so,
named after.
BT.
Yep, that'll do.
Can do.
I
Yeah.
can see why you went with
So,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the secondary meaning is Brabham and Taranaki. So he was Bob Taranaki. He was the original designer with Jack Brabham of that car back in '66.
Yep.
Right.
Where they won the world championship against all of the big players as his own built
Independent
car.
team. Yep.
So first and last time that would ever happen, that the name of the driver is on the owner of the car. So yeah, that was pretty impressive, and obviously amazing for Australian motorsport as well, that the achievements that Sir Jack Brabham had.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So and
still
he was one of
probably-
the biggest manufacturers of race cars back in the mid to late 60s.
Yep.
Worldwide. So it was pretty amazing. Yeah. So yeah, so it's based on that. It's again, it's like fusion scale, so it's not perfect scale of a specific model, but it's like a nice hybrid of something that looks
And
good
you get to
and
construct
works.
it in a way that's, like you said, is very sympathetic to the period of the car. You know,
Yeah.
like you mean, it all functioned and is assembled the way they were back in the day.
Yeah, very much
And
so.
it's a working RC car. Like you said, it's not just a working RC car with a period correct body. It's all engineered around it being
Yep.
aesthetic as well as being functional.
Yeah.
And that
yeah.
driver on there, that is awesome.
Yeah, so he's got his steering up.
You've disconnected his hand, mate.
Yeah.
You know?
He has
What
to
do you-
wave, doesn't he?
You've
Like,
broken his hand. Look.
Oh,
just to wave at the crowd a bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
winner, chicken dinner.
All
That's
right.
What?
Taking it far enough, BJ.
Oh, have I? Oh, sorry.
Talking about chicken.
I
It's
apologise.
It's
put
gone
it
to
in-
It's gone to chickens.
I'll put it in writing.
I don't
as
know
well.
where we go to from chickens.
What do you mean?
That is fantastic, guys.
That's good. So when do you think this will be ready for sale?
Ooh, yes, so I was working on the assembly manual at the moment. If anybody wants to buy one with no manual and make it an extra challenge, it's pretty much ready to go.
Right.
I was looking at maybe doing a new rear shock absorber.
Yep.
To make it a bit easier to build and a bit easier to get consistent, same as what I've done with the front one now. So I might incorporate that into the kit because I think that would round it out nicely for this version. And then yeah, lots of work on the assembly manual, or might try and do a few little video manuals.
And it's those parts of probably the production process and making your own model, which is probably like the hidden time vacuums. You know what I mean? No would be making the instructions, picking and packing all the parts, organizing it.
Takes a lot.
You
of
know,
time.
that probably takes a lot of your resources of time.
Yep.
Rather than just being on the computer, drawing it up,
Yeah,
making it, test fitting it, shaping it,
yeah, the whole process, the whole sort of manufacturing,
the whole shebang.
end to end. Yep.
So Australian made and owned.
Yeah, yep.
I think I've wrecked it.
Yeah, probably.
The body on this one is trickier to put on compared to this one, so it needs a special technique.
You did this a lot faster than your one, BJ.
It's just like putting on stockings.
What?
So you'd be
You're what?
much better.
Sorry. What
Yeah.
did I say?
You're putting on
What's
stockings.
this bit?
I don't know. What's that bit?
Why is his nose up like that? What have you done?
Oh, here we go.
that's
like
not
an
very.
air tape.
That's not very aerodynamic.
What do I do here? Oh,
Oh,
I'm learning as I'm
there we
going.
go.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Right. there
Magic,
we go.
magic.
That's quite ingenious how you got all your slots there. Just get the body to fit around.
Yeah, so I did make it so that you don't need any screws for the actual main body section.
Yep.
So that can obviously be taken on off easily to get to
The
speed
battery
control
and
switches
stuff
and
and
batteries. So yep. So it's a few little tabs that slide in here and there. But
Yep.
it's
And
Well,
this
nice.
is, and this is
No
the crash nose for when you crash it.
yeah, so nice and squishy and flexible as you said. So it's got good protection on the front to crash into things. The suspension's all made of a nylon glass fiber infused material, so it's quite strong. It's flexible, so it gives a bit.
Yeah.
And then so the
Not too
bigger
brittle.
hit it'll break, but the smaller hit it'll just
Well,
flex.
something's got to give, doesn't it? When it
Yeah,
when it
and it
hits
is
on
plastic, of course, not carbon fiber or titanium or anything like that.
Mm.
Of course, so
Don't worry, carbon fiber breaks too.
yeah, well, that probably breaks a bit easier in terms of it's less flex, so it'll only give a small amount, but it's fundamentally a lot stronger, of course.
Yep.
Whereas this will give a lot of sort of bend and flex before it will eventually break.
So I'm going to experiment with painting some of these bodies to get
Yeah.
them still have some flex, but try and give it a glass type finish.
Ooh. Have you painted your one yet?
Excuse me.
So
Yeah, what
and-
happened?
And we're
See
going
what
to
happens.
That'll be
actually.
very
So
exciting.
Andy's, like I said, Andy's coming today to talk about these
Yep.
with the Melbourne F1
Yep.
Grand Prix that's happening next week.
Yep.
We're going to have these in store for people to look at, touch and feel. So if you're in Melbourne, come down to the Grand Prix, check these out in store.
Mm.
They'll be on display. And if we can't answer any of the more technical questions, Andy will only be an email or a phone call away
Email and
to
the
help you
Facebook.
out. That's right.
Yep.
So that is fantastic. So we're going to do up a F1 inspired window decoration
It's going to
on
look good
Flinders
Yeah.
Street
Yeah.
Amazing.
and get people G'd up for the F1.
for sure. we're talking about F1. We were at the velodrome, right? And
Really?
you made a special
Was that it?
car, didn't you?
I did. Do
You want me to grab it?
you want to check it out?
Yeah, well,
Check it
we had a brief look at it
Yep.
during the live we had there.
Yep.
So why don't we have a closer look, since we've got a camera
this.
set up all
Here it is.
working, because we lost
Yep.
our top camera for a little bit, I think,
Oh,
last time round.
oh, at the track.
At the velodrome.
Yes, yes.
It took a couple of weeks to recover since then, actually.
Oh,
Didn't
it did. It did.
it was
Did a
in
bit of
shock.
R&R.
I was in
Speed.
shock and awe.
Too much speed.
So I like
Cool.
the look of your car, because compared to most other cars, most of the paint's still on it. If you look at mine doesn't have a lot of paint left on the front end. But you've tried this new concept.
Yeah, so it's so you might recognize it. It's the Tamiya Formula E.
Yep. You
T's-
told me to watch out on the
yeah,
sides, right?
all the splinters.
Yeah.
And
Watch
you've
out for
got
the carbon fiber splinters,
on it.
because what you've done is
Yep, so it's slightly modified from
you just say slightly.
what
Slightly
you might have
modified.
seen in the box.
Yeah.
All right, so we got this full
Yep.
carbon
Flat pan chassis.
yep.
As opposed to effectively a plastic ABS tub.
Yep.
Yeah, so the kit obviously comes with a fully molded tub. So I've gone with a chassis I designed that Berserk cut out for me.
And it's pretty heavy duty too.
Yep, 3 mil carbon that was.
Yep, we're not talking 2 mil, not 2.5.
Oh,
We're
no,
going
2 mil
3.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's very solid.
Because there's basically not, so there's a few top plates, but not the full length in this car.
Yep.
So it kind of gives it all its strength.
Actually, I'm aiming at the top camera. I'm not even swooped it.
Oh, we
Oh,
can see
there we
it.
go.
You can see it.
Yeah.
All right. How's that? Is that better?
I was too involved in the moment.
All right. So
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
let me
the
show this
carbon.
bit
Oh,
again.
replay.
There you go. Yep. So
Yep.
super thick carbon chassis.
Yep.
Oh, I felt a bit of splinterage
Yeah,
there.
how's your splinters going?
Yeah, I'm
Nice.
making a collection.
Cool.
And then you've got that ground effects.
Yep.
On the rear end as well.
And some of that's not broken.
Some of it's worn away a little bit.
Yeah,
It's got
that-
race
Yeah.
scuffs.
It had a bit of
Speed scuffs.
a meeting with the wall.
Yeah,
a few
but
points.
we all know from visiting a velodrome,
Yep.
they're all lessons,
Yes.
aren't they?
Yeah,
And
and I actually lost the pin in the drivetrain early on that day, and so it's basically
Two-wheel
running
drive.
two-wheel drive, so it kept spinning out, unfortunately.
Ah,
Yeah, there's centrifugal force through the pin, through the little rubber retaining ring,
right,
through it.
Through it.
straight out,
Yeah,
like a bullet.
yeah.
And this has got cap tires on it.
Yep. So they're proper velodrome, like Pro Team style cap tires. So it's
Oh,
I think
sticky.
it's like a hard firm core.
Yep.
With a rubber tire bonded to the core.
So these aren't going to expand.
Yep.
No, definitely not. So yeah, it's all solid. Designed for protein racing by originally BSR Jayco.
Yep.
They
Yep.
were. But,
Beautiful.
yeah, a bit hard to get now, but you still can.
And
get a few.
did we get a speed measurement on this car on the day, or no, didn't?
I
didn't
think
quite
it went
get there?
past the radar gun kind of backwards at one
Yep.
point, which was about
Oh,
8
yeah, boy.
8
Spectacular
or so.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, tour driver didn't work too well.
I like the speed racer exhaust, the jet.
Yep, so the jet flames come out and make it go faster.
We're going to have to make real flames
We've
come out of
got
that.
we've got a real affliction with
The fire,
big exhausts around here.
big exhaust,
Yeah.
Exhaust.
and helmets.
We'll have a look. Big exhaust and pink helmets. It's our
Yeah.
specialty.
Talking of helmets, I've got not pink, but the center helmet in there.
Yeah, that's a
It's
bit of a
all
classic, isn't
3D
it?
printed helmet there.
Nice.
Yep. And the Senna-esque paint theme.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I think he used your paint theme.
I
No?
think so. Yeah.
I think.
I
I
started
think.
racing in '87.
I know. I think you've had more cars painted in that paint scheme than he ever had.
Yeah, so I could claim it that way.
Andy Cooke's synonymous with that orange and
Yep.
and white paint
Couple
scheme.
of straight lines.
Yeah,
It's pretty
that's it.
decent bumper here. That's the original bumper.
Yeah, that's the original bumper. Yeah.
Oh, that's heavy duty.
Yeah, it sort of worked pretty well. So yeah, I didn't need to replace that. At all.
Everything to me stayed intact. Yeah, apart from the drive pin.
Yeah, some of the gearbox housings are molded into the chassis, so I had to recreate them I did them in 3D printed
Yeah.
material, and some of the steering components and all the wheel hubs, made wheel hub adapters for these wheels because they're not the same as touring car wheels.
Oh, yep. Yep. You can just see that on the inside.
Yeah, so that was like custom made.
Very cool. All right.
Cool.
Thank you for showing that to us.
Yeah,
That's
bit of fun.
great.
Bit of
Love that.
Design on the side there.
Is it ever?
I'll probably show you one more little thing if we want.
Oh, yes.
What have you
Yeah.
got there?
This
What,
thing
what do you reckon this is?
Yeah.
What did you call that before, BJ?
an iron.
An iron?
That was the
A
other thing
golf?
I called it.
Yeah.
A buck.
A what?
What you call me?
You got a couple of bucks?
Couple? No, just one.
So what is this thing?
That is a mold
Yes.
for the
A windscreen.
For the
I wanna say.
windscreen.
Ah,
That looks this windscreen right here.
So,
Yeah,
basically,
that's
basically, you're taking this to the next level
Yeah, so
because
thought
Whoop, that was a good trick. I didn't put the screws in.
you're a stuntman.
yeah,
That's right.
yeah. So I've been sort of playing around with some clear or so-called clear, semi-transparent filament.
Yep.
It's also the flexible material.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which comes out sort of okay-ish, but it's not obviously not fully clear, and it's not sort of a nice, perfect, smooth
Yep.
finish when it's,
Yep.
especially if it's printed this thin.
Yes.
So yeah, we thought what we'd try with this one is getting some vacuum-formed windscreens done.
Okay.
So there's
And getting a mold for it.
yeah,
so
so
that's
I've made
a-
a mold.
For the vacuum former.
Yep, so that's just your basic
So
PLA
that's there.
mold.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so with some of these suction holes, are they going to be your guides for making the holes for your screws as well?
Yeah, so they're kind of like double purpose. So you can
Yep.
see, you might be able to see here, we've got basically scale, lots of little screws to
Yep.
to mount it to the body, like
Yep.
the real one. And then we've doubled those purposes of a breather hole or
Yep.
a sucking hole.
So
Yep.
you attach that to the old
That's
melee
it.
with the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shove the
as long
vacuum
as
cleaner.
it's not the oven.
Dyson, and then you
Well, the oven on top,
Uh-huh.
and then the vacuum down low.
you put
Yes.
you
Yeah.
put the Lexan under the grill.
Yep.
Fire up the vacuum, get it out, plonk it down. Thump.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's
That's it.
That
isn't
sounds-
isn't that product placement from Melee?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, product placement, we've got there's a guy in RevXS Customs, a guy up in Queensland that
Right.
does a lot of custom 3D printing and machining type stuff.
Right.
We're doing a bit of a collab, and he's gonna try and vacuum form a few windscreens for
Okay.
us.
Beautiful.
Well, the advantage of your vac forming is it's going to be like glass clear.
Yep.
And it's going to hold its shape.
Yep.
And it's just going to look more realistic, I
Yeah,
guess.
so
Yeah.
just an extra bit of detail, which
Yep.
is obviously a main focus of what we're going for here.
Yes.
Yep, so
That's
a bit
cool.
More, bit more scale. So yeah, we're going to try that for this one. So the previous windscreen from the previous model was sort of a yellow tinted one that I
Yep.
had in the kit.
Yep.
And that kind of looked okay with a bit of sanding. It looked pretty good for the scale effect. But this time we've got a clear windscreen, so we're trying to do it in a slightly different way.
And this one here is just like a windage.
Yeah, and that was
Is it?
another variation as well, which was just the white for the Jackie Stewart scheme was just the white windscreen.
Yep.
Swap it back over here. There we go.
And, there we go.
There. This bit there.
Yep. So that's a bit easier in 3D printing, of course, to,
Yeah,
to
well,
do it solid
The
color.
beauty is he doesn't have to look over that.
Well, he does have to look over it.
Well, that's right. He doesn't have to look through it.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
So I guess there's a possibility in the future you could even just, instead of
Mm.
having $1, you could have multiple bucks on the $1. Did you understand that? No. Maybe you could
I'm out.
vacuum form them at the same time
I have nothing to say.
off the one
No.
thing.
Yeah,
Yes,
mate.
we'll probably have 4.
Yep.
For the size of the vac form machining that
Okay.
he uses.
Yep.
So yeah, be probably 4 to do at the same time with the same sheet.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
exciting.
Yeah. So it's
Always trying to improve.
something a bit new for the kids and
Yep.
a bit of extra detail.
That's cool.
Super cool. All
Very
right.
nice.
Brilliant.
Well,
Thanks for
I
coming in.
Yeah,
think
thank you
that's
very
it
much
from
again.
Andy today.
Yeah.
Thank you for sticking around. Got a couple more things to talk about and go through. Some of our own projects that we've been
Yes.
working on.
So you're welcome to hang around in the studio if you like and heckle.
That
You
sounds
can.
amazing.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can
All
even
right, it's not
heckle
going to cost
from
you any
there.
extra.
Yeah.
No, that's right.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
No worries.
see
Thanks, Andy.
everybody.
No worries. All right, so we've got the car back here
All right.
again. So we've missed on the car for a little bit.
Right.
Aaron's been putting up lots of messages here.
Has he? What's he been saying?
So
What are you
he's saying
talking about?
RevXS Customs has a great update video, which is right there, with the intro moments on a scale drifting track. Okay.
There you go.
And then he says, please no talking of the Velo. Don't know why, because we'd love the Velodrome.
Yeah.
That's good.
Velodrome was good.
And we've even got Aaron's car on the live in bits. Probably didn't want to hear anyone to know that, but if you want to see it, then yep. It's
All
there
right.
to see.
So is there any more guesses on the car that we've
There's
missed?
no guesses.
No guesses.
No.
So we've just got XAGT. So we've got no colours,
No-
got no
no year.
years,
We haven't even got the maker yet.
the maker.
Yeah.
All right. In the meantime,
What are we going to look at?
can
What
we
is
talk
this?
about Hearns projects?
We've got a few going on.
I know. So what's this one? We're at the front camera. We're looking at this.
Yep.
That is a big pink helmet. All right. Look at this. This is the Comical Grasshopper.
It is.
We've been working on this. Last week we had young Tony Graham,
Mhm.
and we were talking all things Vintage Bash,
Yes.
and we were talking about young BJ's entry for the Vintage Bash, which is the Comical Grasshopper. And
Is this fella right here?
although it's not vintage. They're going to run an event alongside it called the
Yeah.
Comical Cup.
Yeah.
And these vehicles here, which really are comically based on the predecessors.
That's right.
So we can see we've nearly got it finished. It's been out of the paint booth. There'll be episodes coming out this week.
Yeah, so
on
we've
this
been
one.
documenting every stage.
We have
So
indeed.
you've been building most of it. You've done the chassis and such.
Yep. I did
I
the
did
building.
the-
You did all the prettying.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So I did body, so there'll be an episode of doing the body.
So-
But I didn't do an episode on painting the driver. I did that one at home. I've got a lot of photos, eh?
So let's have a look. Let's talk us through the body.
All right, so shall
Let's
we
Let's
look
go
from the top?
overhead.
Overhead?
Yeah. Now that the driver figure's not actually stuck in yet, so that's sort of handy in this because we can really get him up and have a look at him.
Yep.
So what do you want to talk about first, the body or the driver?
Well, since the body's here, let's
All
look
right,
at the body. All right,
let's do
so
the
there's the body. All right. So what happened to the body?
I cut it out.
Yep.
I cleaned up the edges.
Yep.
I washed it. I masked the windows, and I
Yep.
said, "Hey, BJ, come and do some painting."
Yep.
And that's what you delivered.
Yep.
So talk us through, what did you do?
Well, I wanted something different, and I tried before with some Green Stuff World color shift paints
Mm-hmm.
because at that stage it was really hard to get some polycarbonate paints. But this is since coming, right?
Yep.
And since I've been playing around with them, I thought let's try something like that again. So I've done some freehand painting here, just some
Yep.
squiggles. So this is a purple to gold color shift. A bit hard to see here because you really need to get all the different angles. And then I've done another color shift here, blue. You might be able to just pick it up from there as I'm spinning it around.
All these really classy shapes and stuff that I wouldn't be able to emulate something like that.
So these, depending on the way you look at them, these are 6s or 9s. So at the time, I thought I'll do 6s. I started with 3, Sign of the Devil, because it is a bit devilish.
Mhm,
And then I just kept going. And then
You lost control.
That's right. And then went through quite a few different blues. We didn't want this to look like any other comical
Well,
because we heard that there might be a blockhead replica, and then there'll be box stock ones too. There's no way that anyone's going to, mistake that for ours
I couldn't
unless
do
someone sees it now and copies it. Are they going to do that?
well, I don't know. They could. That's such a big fan base and following. There's probably stalkers out there right now exactly doing that.
So that's what we've done with the body. Okay, so it's got some fluoro blue, it's got some candy blue. I've played around with all different, highlights and
effects.
shadows. Yeah. Okay, so that's one aspect. So I've got the body. So that's going to get some stickers put on it.
Yeah, we're going to use some special blockhead stickers.
And some other custom stickers as well.
Yep, because we are authorised blockhead agents here in Australia.
That's right. And then from there, what have we got here? Okay, so we've got.
What's his name? Does he have a name?
No, not as yet.
So we might have seen in the last few weeks I did a re-release frog.
Oh, I think
And
I'm
then-
too tight.
It's a bit fuzzy, mate. There we go. Look at that. Pure genius.
All right, so there's the top of the helmet. Did I need to show that? So as I
Just
go
the tip.
here, all right, so you see shiny bits.
Yeah.
Now I would have liked to do the pink a bit shinier, but I ran out of paint, so that's why you can see the texture of the.
But you can always clear coat it.
Oh, I can.
No?
But if I clear coat it or clear coat the face, then I have to flat
Well,
clear
can't
that.
you mask him up?
I can, but that's I don't know. It's not a lot of work, but it's work. So I've glued together the halves. Okay,
Yep.
usually you've got a screw out the back that holds it together. That's been bulked up as well. And
Doesn't have a
sanded.
hole in the back of his head.
Yeah. So you
My one's
see
got a hole in the top of his head.
on the top,
You didn't fix that. My
Well,
frog man.
that's a bit of bad luck then, isn't it? So you can see a bit of texture here. That's where
Yeah.
I sanded. I didn't have enough paint, so I didn't cover it all up, but it doesn't matter. It's still pretty shiny. It's good
But
enough.
still, there's the paint work on the eyes and the face and stuff. Like, it's not anybody couldn't do that. I think it's I think it's really good.
All right, so
Even
we've
at
got,
that close.
got a bit of texturing going on there too. So that's all just painted with acrylics, all brush painted, and then I just put some black on the inside. Just
And
as a shadow.
we've got a green racing suit as a nod to the grasshopper.
That's
Is that
right.
correct?
That's right. Because the body itself is so different.
Yeah.
So just when he's inside, it's going to sit about there. We're going to try and get the steering wheel in his hands as well. He's going to look like that.
That is super cool. You've really done really good there, Beige.
So hopefully he's going to look angry enough to drive really fast, since I'm going to be driving this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully we get out to the track on the weekend for a test. Sunday Arvo, hopefully.
Yeah, that's the plan,
If
isn't
the
it?
weather gods play nice.
So yes.
Another
on
finishing touch that was put on. Can we talk about the big exhausts?
We can do.
No,
Actually,
Andy-
let's keep it back tight here.
Oh,
Here we go.
here we go. So this is the overhead shot of the car, and we've got the painted exhausts. And I know that you were talking, you got really excited by Andy's ones. And look at that,
Andy's what?
Andy's exhaust.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
I
like that.
thought you've gone in so tight there.
Is that too tight? Does
I don't
everyone
know.
know what we're looking at?
I don't know.
Okay, so these are the big.
That's
I
the
don't know.
tips of the exhaust. Uh-oh.
I call them poo pipes.
There we go.
Oh, here we go. Yep. All right, home down on it again. So these were painted up by Warwick.
Yeah, Warwick painted these.
Yep.
And he just did an amazing job. I love that. I love that finish.
So he's put the 2K clear on, which is going to be really tough. He's done the airbrushing on the Bernie parts here.
Yeah. And it
Because
has to be
adds to it,
quite
doesn't it?
it has to be quite robust. If you pull that back,
Yeah.
because that is actually the that's the battery cover for this car.
Yes.
So we can that's going to come out and reveal the battery pack that goes in there.
Yep.
So
It's all very neat and tidy.
and super robust.
Mm.
You know, and that's what I'm loving about these comical series cars. And yeah, so
So
that
there's going to
is-
be, hopefully there's going to be quite a few of these out there.
at the Vintage Bash.
That's it.
We're working on that. Let's talk about another project. My solo project this week doesn't look much.
What we're going to do, we're going to look from the overhead again.
Yeah, why not? We're on there, aren't we?
We are.
We're on the overhead. We can be looking at it. All right. So what we're looking at here, folks, is 4 shock absorbers
Oh, there goes one.
falling around and 3 diffs. And this is to go in a HB Racing E819 RS 8-scale buggy. I'm doing a new build. And yeah, we'll look out for episodes of that, and we can just see the very scale of these. I'm not sure if these made it onto the show last week, the shocks.
Probably not.
But the diffs themselves, yeah, that's all new and freshly built.
Yep.
Got some beautiful
Chunky, aren't they?
white marking on there, bit of white paint pen. That's definitely not going back. That paint pen used to belong to Simon Healy, but he left it here on our other build. So that is the E819 RS build, and they're actually quite heavy, but you can see here that everything's beautifully machined.
What's with the Roman?
Because
numeral
sometimes
there?
it's easier ones, because these all get like covered in muck and dirt and stuff like that. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to decipher when it's half worn off than the number 8.
Right.
Number 8 can be quite tricky.
Right. Racing
So-
tricks.
Some racing tricks.
Right.
But yeah, so beautifully machined, beautifully made diffs.
Yep.
Yeah, look out for those build videos coming along.
Mhm.
And talking about build videos, we've been working.
Oh, where are you going?
I'm going behind you.
Oh.
Look out.
Oh.
We've been working on the latest Yokomo 2-wheel drive 110 scale buggy, the DTM 3.1, which I have lost the box. Here it is.
Let's get this focused now. Oh,
Here's the box.
Look
What's
how
that?
nice that groove is.
It's groovy.
There we go.
Yeah, so Simon Healy and myself have been working together on this. It's coming in the evening, and we're cutting it into episodes for a YouTube build.
It's a bit of
So-
a comedy.
Little bit of a comedy, but very serious build. I'm actually learning a lot from Simon. Obviously, he's built a lot of these kits. Definitely knows what he's doing with 10 scale. You're looking at the overhead.
Yep.
So we've built that part of the car so far, and we've got a transmission in here somewhere. If I can just poke around in there. Sorry, guys. Here we go. We've got a little bit of a transmission,
Okay, so you got the tranny there.
and we've built it. One of the beautiful things about this DTM 3.1 kit is you can build it effectively with two styles of transmission.
Right.
Either the lay down dirt version
Mhm.
and the lay down Astro Turf version. So one of them moves the motor more forward. The Astro Turf one moves it more forward.
Well, that fits like a glove.
It should hope so. That is everything on this build. Like I said, it's one of those cars that just sort of falls together. Really does. Everything has got the really nice tolerances. There's been very little hand finishing. Yeah, it's gone together really nice. So we built it with the LD transmission, and it's coming together, putting the pills and specs in there. Been talking about that, talking about roll centers, talking about anti-squat.
But that's one of those build tricks there, isn't it?
That's
Putting
right.
Putting the
That's,
marks in the pills so it's easy to recognize.
that's
pill
exactly
settings.
that's exactly how I managed to snaffle his favorite paint pen. Yeah, we won't tell him. He won't let me forget. So that's what we've been working on this week. So that is super cool.
But we've got others that we're going to be working on as well, right? So I've got to do one of these.
What are you working on? What else are you working on?
Well, I've got to start the build on this.
Oh,
Okay, so this is the limited edition blockhead that we produced here.
Yep.
So this has got the Night Customs
all the
3D
night customs
printed engine.
goodies,
Yep.
blockhead goodies.
We're probably going to put in a few extras as well as I'm building it.
Yeah, gonna spec it up.
Yep.
And you're gonna paint this one.
Yep. So this one's going to be a bit special because this particular one it's been numbered. This is number 1 of 10.
I don't think you should be allowed to start this until you finished Andy's one.
Excuse me.
No,
So
we've always got multiple things on the go at once.
Happening.
Always got something happening.
Wasn't there something else? There's something else as well, wasn't it? Sure of it.
No, that's pretty much it. The frog's pretty much done. We talked about that.
Oh well, this fella here.
Oh, look at it.
We keep bringing this out, but
We keep bringing it out.
so this is the VQS that we did the custom build on.
Yeah, so
And we've got
Nick
the-
built this one.
Yes, and it's got the brushless motor in it. So this is going to go up online shortly.
Yep.
One off.
This is a special Hearns Hobbies one-off. So
That's right.
Nick built this one. I fitted the electrics, did a little bit of finishing off, and young BJ here has put the stickers on effectively and made the body as pretty as it is.
So
So
it's a little bit custom.
it's very custom. Well, there'll be no other VQS like it. I
Mm.
can guarantee it. Not with that special metallic fleck paintwork on it. The custom-made stickers that we had done.
Yep.
It's got a 21.5 dash motor in it.
Yep.
Yeah, a few goodies.
Yeah. Okay. So look out for that. That'll be going online soon. Right. What else is
Fantastic,
there?
guys. I think
Gotta be
that's
more
it.
stuff.
More stuff. What else do you want?
Well, we still haven't found the car yet, so we're going to have a close look at the car. Shouldn't we? Have we got any more takers on the car? Oh, Tony Pereira says lime green. It's not quite right, but it's pretty close.
I think he's just guessing.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I think the green part's correct.
I don't know. I would say the lime part's correct. That shows what I'd know.
I haven't seen any limes this color.
Haven't you?
No, not this bright.
You got to go to my grocer.
You could call it green banana, but it's not. It's totally different to that. We're
You're
we're
getting.
going off on a tangent here. But
Open it.
let's have a
Let's
close
see
look.
what's under the hood
All right, let's go over here.
and tell me what
Let's do
brand
this.
car is it?
The brand of this diecast.
Yes,
This is Classic Collectibles.
this is a classic collectibles.
Yes.
Now they have made this model before, but not in this color.
No.
I have seen this before.
Yep.
I have never seen one of these colors grace our shelves. 351 GT badging. So let's have a look under the hood. Can you get under there or what? You got nice soft hands. Yep, there we go. Look at that.
Have to do a bit of a focus, eh? Let's do the focus trick.
Oh, jeez. Look at that. You'd have to have little hands to get into that engine bay.
What's wrong with you?
I just wondered how you could get that. You couldn't service it with the bonnet on, really.
Oh, man, you got a really nice detail on the battery there. Got a little labeling there just above the
The fan
the
shroud.
fan.
We've got some labeling on the air cleaner.
Yep.
The air cleaner cover.
Yep.
All
You
looks-
got all the hosing and the sparky
And
leads.
further up on the firewall, we've also got the compliance plate and VIN numbers and stuff.
Oh, there is too.
The little silver plates, see if you can see them.
Yep.
You got to hold it the right way, mate. No.
What?
I don't know. You're not looking in the right spot.
Which is what I'm looking at.
Anyway.
Oh,
It's in
here,
the-
here, I see now. Hang on.
There,
Oh, there you go. There's a
look
reveal.
at all that there.
There's a reveal.
We got there in the end, mate.
Oh.
Don't let the sun in there. So there we go. That is a beautiful model.
Yeah. Wheels.
It doesn't really have airbags. It's just got a bit of packing foam. I didn't want people to get confused that it did actually have airbags.
You're a bit tricky, aren't you?
It's got a bit of packing foam in there.
Yeah.
To keep it all safe and sound during
Yeah, I'll
shipping.
show you more, but yeah, the packing foam's a bit tight. But you can see the
The steering wheel, the instrument cluster, rear vision mirrors, even
You've got
reflective.
the little door lock.
What? How else are you meant to get in?
Hey?
Well, how are you meant to get in, mate? Of course, it's got a door lock.
No, that's how you can press it down and lock the door.
Well, you don't want Heidi to get away in it.
So, and then we've got the bag. What's in the bag, actually?
Uh-oh. I can grab it by the wing. More.
Was there anything-
They're going on holiday with foam.
Was there anything in here? Oh, I thought there might have been a spare in here. But
Spare
there
bit
you
of
go.
foam.
You see the
They've given you a spare
tubing
bit of
goes to
foam.
the tank.
The filler neck.
You got the vinyl. What do you call it? Vinyl? You call it rubber? What do you call that? The boot.
Yeah,
Boot
you call
liner.
it, you call it a boot liner.
No, is that what you call it?
You
That's
couldn't
a bit
get
boring, isn't
a
it?
car from the 70s. They didn't put carpet in cars back then because they weren't known for their water tightness from above.
Oh, really?
So if you had carpet in your boot back in the 70s, you would you have a fair stench of mouldy rancid carpet.
That's lovely to know. And then underneath, got quite a bit of detail there too.
It's got the big GT long range tank, leaf springs, classic Ford 9-inch differential,
Where's that?
big pumpkin.
This
They've
thing?
even coloured it.
Is that what you call a pumpkin?
The diff pumpkin. Diff housing.
There we go.
All right, I think that's enough.
There. All right, so that's it, is it?
That's it.
Is it?
I'm
Jeez.
calling it.
All right.
We've got no takers on the car.
Oh well, Captain This Man says, "How about Kermit Green? Do we actually know the name of the color?
I don't.
I think it's green glaze actually.
Is it?
Is it? Is it not?
I haven't seen the box. I don't know.
Right.
I was hoping that usually it's the viewers that educate us.
Right.
I was hoping
Well,
that you
in
might
this
make
case,
the
we just have
aerial
to make
come
it
up.
up. Oh, the aerial.
Yeah,
The aerial comes up.
I'm scared though. I don't like touching them. There we go.
Aerial's up.
You got AM and FM. Look, don't break it. So delicate.
Look at that. Now we've
That's
gone
a
to
detail.
MP3 setting.
MP3. That's right.
Do they still exist?
All right, guys. I think we should wrap it up, Beach.
You reckon?
Yep. I think you're losing control. I think there's
Can't help it.
stuff to do.
All right. Well, that's been another interesting episode, isn't it?
I hope everybody's learned as much as I have.
What have you learned?
It's been a pleasure. Well, I actually learned a lot about Andy Cooke's cars.
Oh, cool.
You know, and yeah, and the talent that you've got for building for painting these faces is phenomenal.
You like
really
that?
is. I really do.
Well, I've got to paint another one for you,
I
don't I?
thought the frog one was really good. Well, there might be another build coming up that would draw as a big pink helmet.
Yep.
We'll see.
All right.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. If you're going out racing over the weekend around Australia or the world, have fun.
We're going to be at the track, aren't we?
Yeah, I want to go out to the track tomorrow afternoon.
Mhm.
Going to go out if the
Yep.
weather gods play nice.
Yep.
And just turn some laps. There's no racing or anything on. We're just going to go get some footage, hopefully, get a bit of content.
Yep.
See how these comical cars handle and behave. Get the old frog out, turn
Should be
some
good.
laps, see
Yep.
if we can not break it. And we'll do it all again next week.
For sure. And then if you tune into our YouTube, we always got a new video out every day. So check that out, see something new, learn something hopefully. And I guess we'll be seeing everyone next time around.
Absolutely, we will.
Next week. Same time? Is it? Is next week same time?
Next week, I think, yeah, definitely same time. So
That's
next
the
week
following
is,
one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So next week is Grand Prix week here in Melbourne.
Okay.
So, yeah, Grand Prix week. I don't know
Grand
what else to
Prix,
say.
yeah.
It's going to be an exciting time if you're here in Melbourne. So,
For sure.
fantastic,
All right.
guys. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
And join in again next week.
Thanks. See you later.
Thank you.
Bye.